Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. So I normally post videos on Monday, but this is so exciting. It couldn't wait. So Corksport Performance, which is the leading name in Mazda performance parts, they just posted on their blog all their plans for the 4th gen Mazda 3, all their performance parts, cosmetic parts, everything like that. Now, I own a 4th gen Mazda 3. It's an all-wheel drive hatchback, and I've just been dying for performance parts. I don't want to do anything to my Mazda that will void the warranty, but there are certain things you can do that won't do that. Suspension. So I'm going to be going through the blog post, breaking everything down, letting you guys know what they've got planned, and trust me, it's a lot. Now, I haven't read through the whole post, actually at all. I read like the first paragraph that's like introducing it. We're going to be reading this for the first time together, so without further ado, let's get right into this. Okay, first of all, in the first paragraph, they said they're based out of Vancouver, Washington. You might have already known that because, I don't know, you've probably been following them longer than I have. I don't know. I didn't know that. And since I live in Washington, that makes it so much better. I really want to like drive to Vancouver now just to go there. Like that's really cool. Anyways, paragraph after that, they said they're planning on, quote, engine performance, suspension performance, and styling. So they're planning like full spectrum, not just performance stuff, but like everything, you know, everything from performance to cosmetic to just suspension, everything. Oh, I'm so pumped for this. They also said that we are closer to launch than you may realize, which means we're gonna get to see some of this stuff sooner than we thought. So, ooh, they're making me want to mod my daily. This is not a good thing. So the first thing that Corksport goes to are their lowering springs. Quote, one of the most sought after and anticipated performance items for the 2019 Plus Mazda 3 are the Corksport lowering springs. The Corksport springs provide the most aggressive drop on the market today while providing a sporty and comfortable ride for daily driver use. That's important. With that, we have confirmed fitment on front-wheel drive manual transmission hatch and all-wheel drive automatic transmission sedan. Well, that kind of sucks because I'm an all-wheel drive automatic hatch. Oh well, I'm gonna keep reading. We found that the auto all-wheel drive sedan rides just slightly lower, but is still within proper ride height for suspension function. So basically, they're talking about the lowering springs. They made them for the front-wheel drive manual transmission hatchback and the all-wheel drive automatic transmission sedan. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming it can be put on other vehicles. I don't know. I don't have any experience with lowering springs other than the lowering springs that are on my Eclipse, and I didn't even put those on. I just know that they work. They're there. Moving on. So with their lowering springs, they say that they increased the front spring rate 52% and the rear 40% based on the OEM 2019 front-wheel drive hatch manual transmission springs. So that's quite a bit of an upgrade there. 52% front, 40% rear. That is pretty darn cool. And these are just the lowering springs. So a lot of the pictures that they're posting is of this white Mazda 3 hatch. I'm assuming it's a front-wheel drive manual transmission. But regardless, it looks pretty dope with the wheels on. They actually posted the wheel specs because they have like really nice fitment. So they've got Advan RS 19 by 8.5 wheels plus 38. They've also got some 235/35 Kumos. 235, that's not bad. My Eclipse has 225s, and that's the widest I can slap on it. So 235 that's meat. Okay, so with the 235s, they said that we have just the slightest rub on the inner fender on large bumps. That's nothing. All right, next up is the Corksport Axleback exhaust. Axleback, I'm assuming, I haven't heard of this one as much, but Axleback, I'm assuming, is just from the axle back. It is in the name. Off the showroom floor, the Mazda 3 is ghostly quiet, which is pretty disappointing. Yeah, it is kind of quiet. At full throttle, my hatch isn't terrible, but you can tell it needs to breathe a little bit better. Our goal with the performance Axleback exhaust is a noticeable but mellow tone that you can enjoy every single day. That's like exactly what I want. I don't want a super loud Mazda because it's my daily, but I want it to sound a little bit meatier, you know? I want it to sound like it's not afraid to go fast, if you know what I'm saying. Corksport is proud to announce that they will be supporting multiple models on launch. They've confirmed the sedan, hatch with aero package, and the CX-30. For those of you who don't know, the CX-30 is basically like a lifted Mazda 3 hatch. Along with that, they've confirmed fitment for both front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive models for all cars listed. I like this. So they put up a picture of a Mazda 3 engine bay, and there's a few goodies that are tucked inside. Long in development is the short ram intake system, which replaces the OEM airbox with a high-flow dry element filter, billet aluminum mass airflow housing, 4-ply silicone coupler, and stainless steel T-bolt clamps. Ooh, that was a bit of a mouthful. Upon launch, we'll be offering various color combinations between black, red, and blue. Ooh. You know what I'm going for? I'm getting that blue one. In our tasting, we have seen repeatable 5-wheel horsepower gains. That's wheel horsepower, not crank, wheel. Wheel is what you want. Wheel is like, that's what actually matters because that's what's actually getting put to the ground. So again, 5-wheel horsepower gains at peak with a nice increase across the RPM range. Street driving, our butt dyno agrees with crisp throttle response and a lovely intake induction noise. The combination of induction noises, exhaust note, and sporty feedback from the sport springs really turns the Mazda 3 from an A to B car to a great enthusiast hot hatch. Ooh. I can't wait. You know, if you really want a Mazda 3 hot hatch, Mazda should just come out with another Speed 3. Do I really need to say more? But for those of us that like the looks of the new car, the performance of the new car, just everything about the new car, it's not a slow car. It feels good, and it's got a sport mode, which is a lot of fun. I like sport mode. Some people don't like that. Some people like a car that has just one purpose, or a car that just behaves the same. Some people think drive modes are an excuse for people that don't know how to drive a car. I think it's nice to be able to drive a car that won't out of nowhere lurch forward because you forgot that it has 500 horsepower. I kind of like how some cars have a comfort mode, some cars have a sport mode, race mode, all that stuff. I kind of like that, but that's just me. I'm not saying it's correct, it's just me. So the other project sitting in the engine bay is the Corksport front strut brace. So I've got strut braces in my Eclipse, both front and rear, and it looks like they're doing the same thing here. Bracing the strut towers to each other improves chassis stiffness and reduces suspension complicity. This results in increased driver feedback and thus a better driving experience. The powder-coated steel brackets and polished aluminum crossbar add a nice look to the engine bay. Yeah, they do. I'm loving that blue. You know how I love my blue. I'm always wearing blue. I mean, except for now. Lastly, and still in development, the rear sway bars for the front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive 4th Gen Mazda 3. This project has been interesting because of the new torsion beam rear suspension found on the 4th Gen Mazda 3. It's interesting because there's no factory-equipped sway bar. It's interesting. Instead of just developing a larger sway bar, we're developing a sway bar from scratch along with the attachment methods. You also notice that there are 2 different bars in the image. This is because the all-wheel drive and front-wheel drive torsion beams are different due to the all-wheel drive drivetrain. Long story short, we're developing an RSB for each drivetrain specifically because that's the correct way to do it. This is pretty cool because, I mean, it makes sense. An all-wheel drive drivetrain is going to have a little bit of a different setup from a front-wheel drive. So they're developing rear sway bars to be specifically engineered for your drive type, basically, whether it's front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. That's pretty cool. Trust me, there's more we're investigating, but we can't let all the secrets out yet. Why not, man? Come on. We would love to know what products you would like Corksport to develop for the 2019 Plus Mazda 3 platform. So basically, that's pretty much all they're going to let us know. Mostly chassis improvements, some small power improvements. I'm absolutely very much interested in the exhaust system. I was hoping for some coilovers, but I'm fine with waiting. I'll wait. Springs are cool, but I like having just that little bit of freedom if I happen to want to change the fitment someday. But this is really cool. I am super excited. Obviously, I was hoping for a little bit more in, the cosmetic side of things. Maybe a little bit of a spoiler because, you see all the Subaru hatches running around with spoilers. You see Focus ST and Focus RS spoilers that look kind of dope. I want something for my car. It doesn't need to be big. I don't want it to be outlandish. I just want it to be subtly beastly. You know what I'm saying? I also wanted maybe some side skirts, even though the Mazda 3 comes with some decent side skirts. A front splitter. I want a front splitter. I want it. I want a front splitter. I want a front splitter. Maybe some canards. Maybe. But front splitter for sure. Because the cosmetic package that comes from the factory is just, I've never seen one in person, but from the pictures, it doesn't look that great. It's just kind of an add-on. But a front splitter would be Oh, it'd be so cool. That's pretty much all I can think of. Coilovers, spoiler, front splitter. That's pretty much all I want from them. Like I said, they came out with an exhaust. It's like perfect. It's not like an all-out performance exhaust. It's just makes your car a little bit meaner sounding, but it's not too much, which is very nice. Also, there is an issue when it comes to warranties with this. So I was talking to my advisor at Mazda, and he said that when it comes to voiding warranties on your Mazda, basically, if you change something, the only things that have their warranty voided as a result are things affected by that part you changed out, if that makes sense. So, for example, if I change out my suspension with coilovers, the transmission warranty is not going to be affected. It's just not, because it's not affected by the suspension. Now, there might be some little things here and there that might be affected by the suspension being changed out, but it's a pretty safe bet. You can change the suspension, and pretty much all the important stuff is not going to be touched. Exhaust, I'm not so sure. They say specifically in the warranty, if you read it, it says that like engine parts and things like that are not going to be covered if a failure happens due to, and it literally states, a turbocharger or supercharger kits. I don't know if the intake here would count as a modification that would potentially lead to, problems with the engine. I'm not sure. They haven't said anything like that. It's not in the warranty that you can't put a short ram intake on your Mazda 3 or otherwise the engine will no longer be under warranty. It doesn't say anything like that, but I'm just going to assume that if I took the Mazda there with a blown up engine and they find some kind of performance intake, they're going to blame the intake, So I'm not sure I'm going to make any engine mods. Definitely going to go for the exhaust eventually. Coilovers, yes please. Wheels, I need some wheels because the wheels on my Mazda, they're not terrible. They're 18 inches, which I think is perfect. I might go bigger than that, no bigger than 19s. I do wish my Mazda was a different color because I think it's like the lamest color offered on the Mazda 3s, but that's okay. I'm definitely gonna go for some gloss black wheel wells for sure, like some Bola B1s or something like that. That would look good. So yeah, that's about it for me. To sum it up, I want from Corksport Performance. Super interested in the exhaust. We'll definitely be looking into that. Sway bar, I think, as well. Strut brace, I think, as well. I'll be definitely interested in that. In terms of what I want Corksport to do, spoiler, front splitter, and coilovers. That's what I want from Corksport Performance. I have no doubt that they're more than capable of doing that, and to be honest, they're probably already working on stuff like that. They just didn't put it in this post. But as soon as they say something else about, more parts coming out or we get more information, I will let you guys know because I love my Mazda 3. I think the hatchback is one of the best looking cars on the market today. Heck, it won the 2020 Car Design of the Year from, I'm not even sure where, but I got an announcement from Mazda saying that it happened, and they gave me some kind of cute little cutout thing you could print out. Anyways, super excited. Future plans for the Mazda? Nothing in the near future, to be honest. Nothing right now. Obviously, we got this pandemic going on, so I haven't been working very much. So I don't have a whole lot of money in the bank. But these are my Mazda plans, okay? Hood pins. I want hood pins because they look cool. But if I do that, I'd be getting it done at a professional shop because I'm fine with butchering my Eclipse, but not my 2019 Mazda. I don't want to do that. That's not nice, okay? That's not nice. I'm not going to butcher my Mazda. And it's my daily, so I don't really want to. So I want that axle back exhaust for sure. Coilovers, front splitter, spoiler. I'm going to put some mud flaps on as well. Sway bar, strut brace. Yeah, that's about all I can think of right now. Let me know in the comments what you guys think Corksport should make. Also, let me know what you think I should be doing to my Mazda. If you think that a spoiler would be too ricey, let me know. If you think I should get a massive spoiler and scare all the kids away, let me know. That's gonna be about it for this video. Let me know how I can improve and improve your days. But just like that, this vlog is over.